Hi, Charlie Gracey here, and our show is up next live from Phoenix, Arizona. So don't change the station because you might just gather some information that could be important to you. Hey, we're back here, folks, and we've got some special people on the line. Of course, one of my dearest friends, and I say he's the drummer of the ages. He's the man himself. Mr. Blaine, are you there? Jay, you with us?
Yeah, I'm right here, I think.
Yeah, you with us. I thought we had Hal on the phone. We're trying to get him back on. He dropped off. Juan. I said, well, we're going to have the three amigos on. Juan, we're going to have Michael will come on, and if guys all chime in when we get Hal back on the phone again. Yeah. I don't know what happened. We had him on, and he dropped off. We'll try to get him back on. Anyway, I got you on the phone, Juan. What's going on, my friend?
Well, things are fine now. A little while ago, I was working at this restaurant, and they told me to play soft. And then it was 3 weeks later that they even noticed I was there. It's terrible. It's terrible.
I like that.
I heard how you were talking about pizza. You know how you fix a broken pizza?
No.
With tomato paste.
Oh, well, that's good. I like that, Jay.
I got to keep it clean.
Yeah, let's see here. My board's lighting up. Hal, you with us now?
I'm with you.
All right, hang on. We got Michael. Michael, you with us? Your nephew. Well, I'll tell you what, Hal. We got Jay Maines on the phone, which is Juan. What is it, Jay Escobar? Or... like that one. And of course, we got your nephew Michael on, Hal. But I wanted to talk to you, Hal, and let everybody chime in. What's this I saw about 7 songs, 7 years?
Well, I had 6 years in a row the Grammy Record of the Year, and then I missed a couple of years, and then I came back with the 7th, which was the last one, Love Will Keep Us Together.
Ah.
And that was the Captain and Schlemiel.
But I saw the picture of it, and I just couldn't remember whether it was Grammys or it was #1 tunes for those years in a row.
Well, the Grammys themselves go into the hundreds, but the Record of the Year, which is the main, it's like getting the Oscar.
Right.
I did have 6 years in a row that it was me, and then the 7th. And I missed a year or 2 years, and it should have been because I expected the 7th to be The Way We Were, the Barbra Streisand, and unfortunately it didn't win that year. I wound up with 7, actually, Grammy Records of the Year. It's not a bad record in itself.
Every time I think there's nothing more you can win or be endorsed about, you surprise me. I mean, now we got to call you Dr. Blaine because you've got that doctorate degree for music. That's great, okay?
Now that I have a doctorate, that's right. I'm going to start charging, too.
There you go. Well, hey, Michael, got anything to say to you?
Are you going to make house calls now that you're a doctor?
Hey, that would be fun.
I'd like to see that, too.
Ina, my singer.
Right.
In Demolition, sends her best. She can't chime in today, but she said she had so much fun singing the Christmas Carol from Denver, Colorado, and Jay playing his piano in your studio.
We had a lot of fun with that. For being on the air with us through this last year.
Of course, Charlie, anytime.
And, of course, Jay's out there. Jay's with us. Juan.
Well, I'm disappointed. Ina's not going to be here on the phone. She's our lead singer for Demolition, and she's hot. In fact, she's so hot she'll make your tea kettle whistle.
You guys were in the studio, all of you, and she was in Colorado, and it sounded like when she was singing, she was right here in the studio with you. A lot of people ask me, why don't I talk about a few political things? So we're going to open that up a little bit, and we're going to bring the sheriffs back on because everything I don't know, Hal, if you know what's going on here in Arizona, but they dumped about 1,000 kids here that came over in Texas across the border.
I heard about that.
And it's really, it's just...
Which sheriff is going to be on?
We're going to have, Paul's going to come on. I've talked to Paul a couple of days ago. He couldn't make it, but he's the sheriff down in Tucson. We've had him on a couple of times throughout the year.
He's a good guy.
And
we'll get Councilman Ian Hugh on also from Glendale. He represents the city of Glendale. He's got a lot of things to say.
Ian is my friend, so if you're getting him, that means you're really desperate. But anyway.
Hal's got all the jokes, but Jay, you're trying to catch up with him. I know you are.
Juan Oskar is a comedian in his own right. He's a funny guy.
I'll tell you,
He's a great musician.
Oh,
Ralph is the one that calls him Juan. Because after Juan, he's all done.
The other day, the whole night, this guy was calling me Julio, and I said, I gotta break it to you, but it's not Julio, it's Juan. He goes, but I like it. You look like a Julio. I don't know.
I remember doing a record with Simon and Garfunkel called something about Julio down by the schoolyard.
Me and Julio down by the schoolyard.
I think that Art Garfunkel is going to be out your way. July 6th happens to be, for me, my 69 years ago, I was in the Ringling Brothers Barnum and Bailey fire, where 79 women and children were killed and burned, and over 300 injuries.
Oh, wow.
It was a big top, and I happened to be working that day, and it was a horrible thing, and I went to work immediately on the ambulances, rushing people to the hospitals. They used to hire us as roustabouts. High school kids, and that was 1944, July the 6th. A horrible, horrible thing, and I'm lucky to be alive to have gotten through this thing. And one of the wonderful things that came out of it is that I did get to meet the great clown, Emmett Kelly, who was with the circus at the time.
I have a list of famous people that their birthday is July 6th. Want to hear a couple?
Sure, let's hear a couple.
Janet Leigh, Merv Griffin, Nancy Reagan, Burt Ward, did I say that already? 50 Cent, Sylvester Stallone, and Neto Chalillo. That's my gardener. But that's
do you have
I
any live
give you more.
people on that list?
Well, Stallone is, 50 Cent is, President Bush the second, John Paul Jones is dead, Dalai Lama's alive, I think.
I remember that song, Hello, Dolly. Well, hello.
Where's your Lama?
Well, let me ask Michael and Jay, what's going on with the Demolition Band?
Notice how quickly we jump in?
Yeah, I noticed.
What's happened with Demolition? A lot of stuff. We did a fantastic show in January in Palm Desert. Hal was a guest. Denny was there.
Well, you had your teeth cleaned or something?
Well, I actually went over and had most of my mouth rebuilt. It's been many, many, many years since I had it done by the same gentleman. But, I find that the medical world over here they're all trying to get wealthy enough to build their own mansions and to build their own medical institutes. And I just can't afford that kind of stuff anymore. I called my old guy, took me over. He actually met me when I arrived. He had the offices closed. He had the nurses standing by to take care of me, which is exactly, oddly enough, is exactly what Mr. Frank Sinatra went through.
And did it all, and I suppose it's my way.
Many years ago, where they had to go. They did one tooth at a time. They did his entire mouth, and they had guys standing by on motorcycles racing each tooth over to the lab, and they were doing one cap at a time, and they did his entire mouth in a 24-hour period.
Did you do the same thing?
Well, what I did was I laid up on the dental chair for just over 5 hours, not moving. I had enough Novocaine put in me, you could have filled up a car.
Hal, it's good that even at your age, you and your teeth still sleep together at night.
Yeah.
Well, that's very true. Very true.
I'm using your lines here. These are things.
But it's a good
joke.
It's an old joke, but it's a good joke.
You went through this around 1998, 99. You had work done when I was coming over there a lot.
Every once in a while, you have to have it done.
And you done everything because they were all implants you were working on that time back then.
Well, I didn't have to tell the whole world about it. But,
well,
now that you have,
leave it to me, right?
I have enough money in my mouth. I could have built 2 houses. I've had many friends who said, "Are you crazy? Just pull them all out and get dentures." I just didn't want to do that. So call it ego, call it whatever you want to do. It's just much more comfortable for me. And now I can eat my tacos and my tostados and all that good Mexican food that I love.
I'm having that for dinner tonight, Hal.
Sounds good.
Thanks for tuning in to the Charlie Gracey Show. We know you had fun today listening in and gaining some information of interest. And we'll be back with you with more topics of interest. Take care for now.